The tallest penthouse in the United States. There's this zest that comes with being on top of things, and staying in one of the tallest penthouses in the United States is sure to have the same effect on anyone. There's absolutely nothing as remarkable as having a great time in the hot tub of a penthouse, sipping a glass of expensive wine, and looking over the twinkling lights in the city. I sure hope you're not scared of heights, because we will be stepping into the tallest penthouses in the United States. Just before we delve into this revelation, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done that. Click on the bell button to get a notification of our new videos. You will agree with me that hundreds of feet up in a private space somewhere in the United States could leave you feeling a sense of excitement and sheer freedom unlike any other experience you've ever had. Not only will you have a perfect sense of contentment, but you are also undoubtedly on top of the world. One amazing fact about penthouses is that as the years go by, penthouses keep getting higher and higher and higher, and the views just keep getting more incredible and enticing. Once upon a time, skylines were the only reservation for tourist attractions. Remarkably, a visitor can now view an entire city from billionaire windows and still get the same feeling they are touring the city. How amazing is that? Central Park Tower. So earlier we said 432 Park Avenue is recently the tallest residential skyscraper in the United States. That is almost true, since the Central Park Tower, though taller than 432 Park Avenue, has no one living in it. Nonetheless, Central Park Tower is the most luxurious, most expensive, and the tallest of the listed 3 skyscrapers. Construction of the 1,549-foot Central Park Tower kicked off back in 2014. This $3 billion structure is said to have about 131 floors. 98 of those floors are said to have residential spaces, and the remaining 33 contain retail spaces, including a 7-story Nordstrom. Although the interior of the building is yet to be finished, nonetheless, it will still be a long time before people eventually move into the condos. Surprisingly, the skyscraper currently has one of the cheapest condos listed for $1,542,000. Before you start jumping for joy at how incredibly cheap it is, wait till you hear the next thing. The incredible part of the listed condo is that it is a 559 square foot studio. Not even up to what you ordinarily would expect for that amount of money to buy. And just so you know, there will be a huge amenity space in Central Park Tower, and this will include a 50,000 square foot space situated through floors 8 through 12. As mentioned earlier, this skyscraper is yet to be finished, but from the building plan, it will have a theater, play area, and a hangout area for kids, a conference room, and about a 60-foot outdoor pool on a terrace surrounded by gardens. Moving into the 16th floor, there will be a 63-foot indoor pool, playrooms to keep the children busy, basketball courts, and so much more. The most exciting part of this building can be found on floors 129 through 131, and it promises to be as exciting as a surprise can be to anyone who would visit this penthouse after it's all finished. With the gigantic height this building flaunts, there is no doubt that it is the tallest penthouse in the United States. Standing inside the penthouse, you could look down on the Empire State Building. This is one of the many goodies this penthouse promises to those who would be lucky enough to get a condo. 157 Penthouse. Have you really taken the time to glance in the direction of penthouses in New York? If yes, you probably have noticed that one of the penthouses in that area tops all the others. That penthouse is called the 157 Penthouse. Taking a tour of the house, you will be simply blown away by how it is the most luxurious and the most desirable of all penthouses around the area. It goes without saying that this penthouse is the most expensive building within the Billionaire's Row. If you're familiar with houses in the Billionaire's Row, you would have guessed accurately that the area is a road filled with ultra-luxury, extremely high living accommodation in Manhattan, New York. Even with how expensive this building is said to be, I have looked at a good number of apartments in this area, and I must admit, these houses are worth the price. 157 Penthouse, formerly known as the Carnegie 57, is a super tall skyscraper that rises high above the rest. It is a 75-story building that has about 92 condominium units. This penthouse is about 1,005 feet in height, set right on the south side of Central Park. Trust me, 157 is a building you really would need to snap your neck back to have a good look at. With its overwhelming height and sleek, all-glass exterior, you could easily mistake this penthouse for something that is out of Blade Runner. The planning of the skyscraper started back in 1998. Although nothing worth documenting happened until 2010, when the construction was commenced. In mid-2012, the penthouse was completed, and for months it stood as the tallest penthouse in the whole of New York. A record that was tempered with when a much bigger penthouse surfaced in less than a year. Agreed, this building is no longer the tallest residential skyscraper in New York, but it still maintains a position in the list of the top 5 tallest penthouses in the United States. An impressive fact about this building was that the units were sold within a whopping range of $91.5 to $100.5 million, an amount that could easily get one massive estate in another part of the country. Surprisingly, in 2014, when Michael Dell bought a unit over $100 million, it became a groundbreaking record as the condo at that time was the most expensive home ever bought in New York. Obviously, Michael Dell wasn't afraid of heights, so he got himself a great condo. There is something else you should probably know about this penthouse. Getting to the 89th and 90th floor to overlook Central Park wouldn't leave you only marveling with wonder, but also your feet feeling like a giant's, since life and cars in the park come out looking like ants. Well, I'm of the mind that even if you don't really get a clear view from the 90th floor, you could sit in the hot tub and sip your wine while overlooking the entire city. The penthouse is about 11,000 square feet, flaunts over 7 bathrooms, 6 bedrooms, and an amazing kitchen that comes with 2 dishwashers, 2 stoves, and really cool artsy light fixtures. Nonetheless, the real gem of this building is the Grand Salon, which is about 57 feet wide. The salon has an attractive floor-to-ceiling window that looks over Central Park. Also, if you're looking to have a private library and your own movie room, you will also get that and more in 157. There is a lap pool, a jacuzzi, art and crafts atelier room, yoga studio, a pet washroom, a performance room, a private fitness center, and so much more. 432 Park Avenue. Well, 157 is a great place to be, but there is certainly another place you wouldn't want to miss. Funnily enough, even with 157 being massively tall and expensive, there are bigger residential skyscrapers in the United States that make 157 look like a measly 20-story building. And one of these buildings is found on Billionaire Row at 43 Park Avenue. Remarkably, 432 Park Avenue flaunts the title of the tallest penthouse in not only New York, but the entire Northern Hemisphere. Although that is now under debate, since there is another penthouse currently flaunting that title as well. Let's talk more about 432 Park Avenue. This residential skyscraper is a staggering 396 feet tall building with over 124 condos. Even more shocking still, units on the 91st through the 95th floor sold for a mind-blowing price of $85 million each. It is thought-provoking to note that the penthouse was initially pegged at $103 million, but no one actually came forward for it. It sat quietly on the market for 2 years straight, collecting dust and every cobweb it could lay hands on. And then, the next thing we knew, the huge penthouse got separated and was sold individually as 2 units. So instead of one massive 6-bedroom penthouse, every buyer got a 3-bedroom penthouse for the agreed price. The original listed price for the separated units was for $41.25 million and $40.75 million. But the units eventually sold for $30.7 and $30.2 million, respectively. It was evidence that not many people had $103 million stashed away for the penthouse. Not all sold for that price anyway. The penthouses located on floor 96, which had a complete 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a wood-burning fireplace, and heated bathroom floors for those winter days in NYC, was bought over by a Saudi billionaire, Fawaz Al-Hokair, for $87.7 million. You should also know that the floors in these units span an impressive 8,225 square feet, which is probably over 8 times the size of an average home. Interestingly too, this penthouse is not just one of the tallest. It offers an amazing 360-degree view of Central Park and the entirety of New York City. Can you imagine stretching out on your couch in your underwear with a glass of wine while looking over the entire city? I get so animated just thinking about it. 432 Park Avenue flaunts all the amenities and quirks you would expect of a luxury building on Billionaires Row. It has a children's daycare, conference room, 24-hour concierge, 75-foot-long lap pool, private restaurant with an outdoor terrace, and a private screening room. Anyway, that's it for me today on the tallest penthouses in the United States. Do you think these penthouses could be the tallest in the whole world? Or are there other taller penthouses around the world? Now, if money wasn't a factor, which of these penthouses would you want to live in? Please, leave your comments, questions, and observations in the comments section. If this video was insightful and you love luxurious, mind-boggling, and very funny videos, stick around and see what we have in store for you in our next video. Thanks for watching.